Have you ever stood up and felt like your legs were made of stone? That was the reality for Margaret. At 72, she was sharp, thoughtful, and full of life. But her legs, they had other plans. They felt heavy, stiff, tight. Even something as simple as walking to the kitchen felt like dragging sandbags behind her. And no matter how much she rested, the discomfort never really eased. Night after night, she'd wake up from deep, painful cramps shooting down her calves. Some mornings, it took everything she had just to get out of her recliner. Climbing the stairs? Out of the question. Falling asleep? A restless battle. Her confidence? Quietly fading. But perhaps the hardest part was what she started to believe. She told herself, maybe this is just how aging works. But here's the truth, it isn't. What Margaret was going through is more common than most people realize. And it's not just about getting older. I hear it from patients over 60 every single day. Heavy legs, swollen ankles, a dull ache that never really goes away. And worse, that silent fear that your body is slowly giving up on you. But here's the good news. There's a reason your legs feel the way they do. There's science behind it. And yes, there's something you can do about it. In fact, something as simple as an old bottle of rosemary oil made a bigger difference than Margaret ever expected. So what exactly is going on inside your legs as you age? Why do they feel heavier, weaker, more swollen than they used to? And how could something natural, something many of us already have at home, bring lasting relief in just 7 days? Today on Healthy Senior Now, I'm going to walk you through all of it step by step. So if you've ever looked down at your legs and thought, they just don't feel like mine anymore, this video was made for you. Let's begin. Let me tell you something most people over 60 never hear enough. If your legs feel heavy, tired, or swollen, you're not lazy. You're not just getting old. Your body is talking to you, and it's time to listen. You see, as we age, one of the first systems that quietly slows down is circulation. Your arteries, which used to be flexible like garden hoses, gradually become stiff, more like old pipes. The smooth flow of blood, especially down to your legs and back up again, becomes sluggish. Think of it like trying to push honey through a straw. That's what your heart is doing when your vessels lose elasticity. But it doesn't stop there. Your lymphatic system, the silent janitor of the body, also loses some of its cleaning power. And your kidneys, which filter and balance fluid, may not be working as efficiently. The result? Fluid builds up in the legs. Gravity pulls it downward, and without enough internal muscle pump, it just stays there. That's why your ankles swell by evening. Why your calves feel tight. Why walking feels like wading through wet cement. And then there's the big one, muscle loss. After age 50, we lose about 1% of muscle mass per year if we don't actively work to maintain it. By 70, many people have lost 20 to 30% of their lower body strength without even realizing it. You don't have to be bedridden for this to happen. Even regular daily movement, like walking to the mailbox or doing laundry, isn't enough. The legs need intentional use here, they quietly shrink. And with weaker muscles, the joints suffer more impact. You become more prone to stumbles, missteps, and eventually, falls. So, when someone says, "My legs just feel heavy," it's not just discomfort. It's often the combined signal of poor circulation, fluid retention, and muscle loss, a triple threat. But here's the encouraging part. None of these things are irreversible. The human body, even after 60, has remarkable resilience. With the right support, movement, and care, you can rebuild strength, improve circulation, and feel lighter again. But first, you have to stop blaming yourself. Feeling heaviness in your legs isn't a sign of weakness. It's a message your body's been trying to send for years. And today, you're finally starting to understand it. Let me take you into a quiet moment that changed everything for one of my patients. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. Margaret, 72 years old, was simply reorganizing her spice cabinet. She wasn't looking for a cure. She wasn't expecting a miracle. But tucked behind a dusty bottle of vinegar and a long-forgotten jar of cloves was a small, unlabeled glass bottle. She picked it up, tilted it toward the light, and saw one word: rosemary. Now, rosemary might make you think of roasted potatoes or Thanksgiving stuffing, but let me tell you, to those of us in the medical world, especially those who understand aging, rosemary oil is a quiet warrior. Margaret remembered reading once that rosemary was good for sore muscles, so, on a whim, she warmed a few drops between her palms and gently rubbed it into her legs. And this is where the story shifts. Within minutes, she felt something she hadn't felt in weeks: warmth. Not burning, not tingling, but a comforting heat that spread across her calves. It was as if her legs, long forgotten, were finally waking up. She slept better that night. The usual cramping didn't come. And by morning, her steps felt lighter. Now, here's where the science meets the story. Rosemary oil contains powerful compounds, rosmarinic acid, camphor, and cineol, that aren't just fragrant. They're medicinal. Let's break it down. First, it improves peripheral circulation. That means it helps blood flow more easily to the furthest parts of the body, like your legs and feet. As we age, our vessels narrow, and circulation becomes less efficient. Rosemary gently stimulates those vessels, making it easier for oxygen and nutrients to reach tired tissues. Second, it's anti-inflammatory. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden culprits behind leg heaviness, swelling, and discomfort. Rosemary helps soothe inflamed tissues, allowing muscles to relax and joints to move more freely. Third, it's a natural muscle relaxant. If you've ever had tight calves or cramping at night, rosemary oil can gently ease that tension. The warmth you feel during application is your nervous system calming down, your muscles finally releasing their grip. But there's more to it than just physiology. There's a psychological impact that's often overlooked. In our modern world, especially as we age, we're so used to being treated by others, doctors, nurses, caregivers, that we often forget how powerful it is to care for ourselves. When Margaret massaged that oil into her legs, she wasn't just applying a remedy. She was reclaiming a moment of presence. No screens, no background noise. Just her hands, her breath, and her body. And that moment, it sent a message deep into her nervous system. I matter. I'm not done. I still deserve care. That's what rosemary oil brings. Not just circulation and muscle relief, but ritual. A chance to slow down, to tune in, and to reconnect with the body you've lived in your whole life. You don't need fancy machines. You don't need a prescription. Just a few drops, a few minutes, and the willingness to listen. That's the beauty of rosemary. It meets you exactly where you are, and it reminds you that healing doesn't always come from the outside in. Sometimes, it starts with the warmth in your own hands. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked but makes all the difference: how to use rosemary oil the right way. Because, truthfully, it's not just about what you apply, but how you apply it that determines the results you'll get. Over the years, I've seen people try everything from supplements to creams to expensive machines, but many of them miss the simple fact that consistency and technique often matter more than the product itself. With rosemary oil, when used properly, the results can feel surprisingly fast and deeply soothing. So, let's walk through what I recommend: a step-by-step method that's helped many older adults feel lighter, stronger, and more at ease in their own bodies. The best time to apply rosemary oil is right after a warm shower or bath. That's because the heat opens your pores, relaxes your muscles, and increases circulation, creating the ideal conditions for the oil to absorb into your skin and go to work. But don't worry if you're not fresh out of the shower. As long as your legs are clean and dry, you'll still get meaningful results. Start by warming the bottle in your hands for a few seconds. If the oil feels cold, you can place it near a warm towel or run the bottle under warm water briefly. Warm oil feels nurturing and your skin absorbs it more easily. Next, place 5 to 6 drops of rosemary oil into the palm of your hand. If you have dry or sensitive skin, mix it with a bit of carrier oil like sweet almond or olive oil to make it gentler. Now rub your hands together slowly and take a deep breath. The scent of rosemary isn't just pleasant, it actually helps relax your nervous system, calming your mind and preparing your body to receive care. Begin at your ankles and gently massage upward in slow circular motions. Use enough pressure to feel contact, but not so much that it causes discomfort. You're not trying to dig into the muscle, you're simply encouraging blood flow and warmth. Move steadily up the calves, behind the knees, and all the way to the thighs. Spend a little more time on the thighs if you can. This area often holds more tension than we realize, especially if you've been sitting for long periods. Each leg should take around 5 to 7 minutes. Don't rush it. This is your time, your daily moment of calm and connection. Now let's talk about frequency. For the first week, applying the oil twice a day works best. Once in the morning, to energize your legs for the day ahead, and once at night, to release the tension and swelling that may have built up throughout the day. After that first week, you can adjust based on how your legs feel. Some people continue twice daily, others reduce to a few times a week. The key is listening to your body and creating a rhythm that supports you. There's also one simple addition that can make this routine even more effective. After massaging your legs, elevate them on 2 pillows for about 10 to 15 minutes. This helps gravity assist your circulation, easing pressure in the lower limbs and reducing fluid buildup. And if your legs are especially sore, try placing a warm, damp towel over them after applying the oil. This helps the rosemary absorb even deeper and provides an extra layer of comfort and relief. But above all, make this more than just a step in your day. Turn it into a ritual, a quiet act of self-respect. In our busy lives, we often forget to care for ourselves in simple, intentional ways. This is a chance to reconnect, to breathe, and to remind your body that it is still worthy of care, attention, and healing. When done with care and presence, this simple practice can transform how your legs feel, not just physically, but emotionally too. While rosemary oil works beautifully for many people, the truth is, every body is different. And sometimes, what your legs truly need depends on the specific issue you're dealing with, whether it's swelling, muscle soreness, visible veins, or even trouble sleeping at night. That's why I want to introduce you to a few other natural oils that have been time-tested, science-backed, and personally recommended to many of my patients over the years. Let's start with one that's especially helpful if your legs feel tender, bruised, or sore after walking or standing for a while, and that's arnica oil. Arnica comes from a bright yellow flower that grows in the mountains of Europe. It's been used for centuries in traditional medicine, and for good reason. This oil has natural anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties, making it ideal for people who feel like their legs are constantly overworked. Think of arnica as your go-to for those days when you're on your feet too long, or when your knees and calves feel beat up for no clear reason. It's especially helpful if you bruise easily or feel muscle tenderness from light activity. I often recommend it to older adults who work in the garden, volunteer at church, or spend long hours walking around the house, because even light movement can create strain when muscles and veins are already stressed. Now, if your biggest issue happens at night, when your legs start to feel restless or cramp up the moment you lie down, then I suggest reaching for lavender oil. Lavender isn't just a pleasant fragrance. It's a powerful natural relaxant that's been shown to calm the nervous system, reduce muscle tension, and improve sleep quality. When gently massaged into the legs before bed, it helps quiet those overactive nerves and encourages the body to fully relax. Many of my older patients say they no longer dread bedtime, because those sharp jolts of discomfort that used to wake them up start to fade away after just a few nights of use. Lavender also pairs beautifully with a bedtime routine. Dim the lights, rub the oil into your legs slowly, breathe in that floral scent, and allow your body to wind down. It's not just about the legs, it's about calming the entire system. Now, let's talk about something many people are embarrassed to bring up: visible veins and poor circulation. If your ankles swell by the end of the day, or if you see blue or purple veins forming under your skin, you might benefit most from horse chestnut oil. Horse chestnut has been used extensively across Europe, especially in Germany, to support vein health and improve vascular tone. It contains a compound called acin, which has been shown to strengthen the walls of blood vessels, reduce leakage, and ease that heavy, dragging sensation many people feel in their lower legs. It's especially useful for those who sit for long hours or have a family history of varicose veins. And here's the good news: you don't have to choose just one. Some people combine a few drops of rosemary, lavender, and horse chestnut into a carrier oil like sweet almond, and create a personalized blend. Others rotate them based on how their legs feel each day. The most important thing is to listen to your body. Some days you may feel sore and achy, other days just swollen or tired. The oils don't just offer relief, they help you tune in. And while essential oils are not miracle cures, when paired with mindful movement, proper rest, and hydration, they become part of a larger healing rhythm. So whether your legs are cramping at night, swelling during the day, or simply feeling heavier than they used to, there's likely a natural option that can meet you where you are and gently guide your body back toward balance. Now that we've talked about the oils themselves, let's talk about something just as important: what you do between applications. Because no matter how effective rosemary, lavender, or horse chestnut oil may be, their results are magnified or limited by your daily habits. And the good news? These habits are simple, gentle, and completely doable. No gym membership, no complicated routine, no expensive equipment. Let's start with the most powerful one: intentional movement. Every morning, before breakfast, I recommend taking just 10 minutes to walk at your own pace. It could be around the block. It could be in your garden, or even just circling your living room. The goal isn't speed. The goal is rhythm. You see, your muscles are like a second heart. They help push blood through your veins and move fluid through your lymphatic system. Even light walking encourages circulation, helping your oils absorb better and your legs feel lighter throughout the day. Now, let's add in a few targeted exercises, and don't worry, they're seated and simple. While standing at the kitchen counter or holding onto the back of a chair, try rising up on your toes, then slowly lowering back down. This strengthens the calves, which are key in pumping blood back toward the heart. Next, sit in a sturdy chair and extend one leg out straight. Hold it for a few seconds, then lower it. Repeat on the other side. This activates your thighs and helps prevent age-related muscle loss. And here's one more. While seated, make slow circles with your ankles, both clockwise and counterclockwise. This keeps the joints mobile and improves fluid drainage in the lower legs. Even just 5 minutes a day of these movements can create real changes over time. Now let's shift to what's on your plate. Because your diet can either support or sabotage your progress. Focus on circulation-friendly foods, things like garlic, turmeric, and berries. Garlic helps thin the blood naturally. Turmeric lowers inflammation. And berries are packed with antioxidants that protect your blood vessels from damage. Try to cut back on salt, especially in the evening. Too much sodium causes your body to retain water, which can lead to swelling in your ankles and feet overnight. Now, let's talk about one of the most underrated habits: elevation and rest. Once a day, especially in the afternoon, prop your legs up on 2 pillows and simply relax. It doesn't need to be a nap. You can listen to music, sip tea, or close your eyes for a few minutes. By lifting your legs above heart level, you allow gravity to assist your circulation and reduce fluid pooling. It's a quiet reset button for your lower body. And here's a bedtime tip. Place a soft pillow under your ankles as you sleep. This gentle elevation overnight can make a big difference by morning. Lastly, and this one's important, create a sense of ritual, not routine. Whether you're massaging oil, doing your toe raises, or simply breathing with your legs up, treat these small habits as acts of care, not chores. You're not just trying to fix something. You're building a relationship with your body, one of patience, attention, and kindness. And when these simple daily practices combine with natural support like rosemary oil, they become something truly powerful. A quiet system of healing that honors your age, your pace, and your progress. Because whether you're 60, 70, or well into your 80s, your body is still listening. It still responds. And yes, it still has the power to heal, to rebuild, and to rediscover comfort when you give it the care it's quietly been asking for. You don't need fancy solutions. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars chasing the next miracle. Sometimes, all it takes is something small. A simple bottle of oil, 10 quiet minutes each day, and the willingness to pause and show up for yourself. So let me gently ask you this. When was the last time you truly took care of your legs? Not just noticed the swelling, not just pushed through the stiffness, but truly stopped to breathe, to listen, and to say, I'm still here, and you're still worth it. Because your legs have carried you through a lifetime, through joy and heartbreak, through laughter, loss, love, and change. They've held you up when no one else could. And now, they simply need you to hold them back with care, not force. With presence, not pressure. So why not begin today? 7 days. 1 bottle of rosemary oil. Just 10 minutes of connection each day. No rush, no rules. Just the quiet power of consistency. You might be amazed at what begins to shift. Not only in your legs, but in how you feel about your body, your energy, and your future. And if this message resonated with you, if even a small part of Margaret's journey felt familiar, then I warmly invite you to become part of our growing community here on Healthy Senior Now. Click subscribe, tap like, and share this video with someone you care about. Because healing becomes even more powerful when it's shared. And as always, take care of your body. Listen to its quiet whispers. And keep walking gently, intentionally, with love, with grace, and with the deep knowing that you are never too old to feel better.